Welcome, welcome, welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things.
Welcome.
The podcast where we are on some manifest your life.
Manifest, y'all.
Shift your mind.
It is time.
And raise the consciousness type of
Raise
shit.
it up. Yes.
I am Mia.
And I am Christy, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or so. Man.
Woo, child.
We are back. We were just talking about it. I said it's been the whole month of August we took time away.
And let me tell you, we have not been sitting around doing nothing. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll get into that. But but okay, we'll get more into us taking time away. But let's get back to business. So our last episode, we talked about utilizing the energy of the moon phases to your benefit. And since this episode aired back at the end of July, we've had the whole month of August
to go through our moon phases.
Exactly.
Anybody else feeling this last moon though? This full moon on the 27th. Today is FYI, today is September 1st. You guys we'll post this tomorrow.
Yep.
So that last moon though, that new moon, August 27th, 28th. Did you do any ritual for that one?
No.
You might have been traveling.
I think I just came back.
Okay.
Yeah, I just came back from traveling. But yeah, I was tired.
I made a declaration, and what happened is because y'all, okay, you'll understand in a second. But I went and I found one of my older new moon declarations, and I said it's amazing that this is consistent with where I am now. So now. We had a lot going on in August, you guys.
We sure did.
We took a whole month off. So we both were in spaces in our lives where we were literally entering new chapters. I mean, this is like a real thing. You know how you say, I'm in a new cycle. No, like new chapters. Christy had her daughter going off to college.
I know. I can't believe it.
So
my
she
baby. I'm still 18 though.
Right, I'm still 18.
I'm sorry. I'm still 21 because I'm over here drinking wine. I'm still 21.
Right. So you are officially empty nester. Both of your babies are away at college.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't believe it.
You were moving in with your partner.
Yes.
And I was moving into a new place. I moved into a new place.
Yep.
I'm still unpacking my life and a whole new space in my life. Y'all, it's been... August was a thing. Humdinger.
Look, yesterday for one of my meetings, I dated it September 1st. And I think just psych-wise, like mental-wise, I just want it to be September. I was so ready for August to be over with. Like, I feel like so many things happened. Like, my nail, August was one. But whatever.
Definitely.
We pushed through. We're here. And I really feel like... Okay, so how did August feel for you? Like, I feel like we'll get into this, but how did August feel for you?
I would say I definitely felt physically, emotionally, spiritually, I felt transition. Like I felt, I don't know if you remember, there's 3 times I called you, I'd be like, something just happened. And there, I felt physical shifts in me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had a little bit of sadness because I knew I was moving forward.
I never even thought of it that way.
There was just and not... I mean, I definitely feel if we want to use like an up and down or lateral movement as an illustration, I definitely felt the ascension, like I'm like moving on up.
Yeah.
But it's not like I didn't love and enjoy where I was.
Right.
So there was a little bit of a grieving for that, but also so much excitement for like, wow.
That's so interesting that you said that because I feel like August for me I felt like I was holding my breath the entire time. So I wasn't present. Like I wasn't able to be present to enjoy the process. Like for me, I felt like it was survival of the fittest. Like I had to just, it needed to be done.
Gotcha.
Hell or high water. And I feel like I wasn't really in a space where I could just enjoy. I just had to keep moving, and it did not feel good. Like I felt like I was constantly under pressure. Everything was challenged, and I was holding, like it was a very uncomfortable period for me.
I think normally under pressure, I thrive I put my head down and just, I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I'm the same.
No,
I'm
and
the
so
same.
that's how, right, exactly. So this time, I felt that I surrendered. Something, and when we talk about this, because actually what we're talking about, y'all, is today, our topic is entering a new chapter.
Yep.
We're talking about new cycles, transformations, transitions. So I would say during this time, I was fully aware, and I think this is dope. I was fully aware of the fact that I was in a new space. That I was like, I think I've used this analogy before. It's like you're driving on the highway. I was on the off ramp. Like I found my exit. Oh, this is my stop. And I got off. I could totally feel in August, I'm on the off ramp.
Okay.
And I just surrendered.
That's so interesting.
Guess what? It's all gonna work out. I mean,
yeah, I feel like I got like that towards the end, but I think in the beginning,
you were losing. I shouldn't say losing. Your baby was leaving.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm
But
sorry.
I feel, no, it's fine. Like I feel like even with that, I feel like I was able to work through that. I think the hardest thing for me was the move. I cannot. My heart is starting to race. I cannot stand moving.
Let me tell y'all something. She genuine. Like nobody really likes moving.
Nobody does, but I do not.
Christy, really? I mean, like, even the anxiety of talking about the move. You would make me anxious when I would be talking to you. Like, okay, what time when you're like, okay, I'm like, okay, she really does not enjoy that process. I'm in hell
I
right
think
now.
yeah, so I feel like that might have been most of it, and then that on top of Kai, like I feel like I really didn't get an opportunity to. But anyway, going through a new chapter, starting a new chapter, it's hard, it's scary, we don't know what to expect. But I think I've gotten to a space now where I realize starting new is good and it's fun and it's exciting.
Yes.
Whereas before I would have been like, oh, I'm scared. Like, I don't know what's on the other side. But now I look at things like, you know what? This is going to be dope. Like,
Super
I get
dope.
to create this. I get to.
oh my goodness. Okay. So you know what the scary part is for me?
Yeah, what is it?
Before we get to how dope it is, because it's super dope. For me, it's the ending. Like, I'm not good at goodbyes. Honestly, I really, especially like a grand goodbye. Like anytime if I've left a job, it's always, I've never left someplace angry or, you know what I mean? Anything like that. So even leaving a job, it's like, I don't want that goodbye moment. And I remember at one of my jobs, they had this like big meeting and, you know, everybody was getting up and saying stuff. I wanted to choke myself. Like it was so beautiful, but it was painful for me. Like, oh my goodness. So to me, you know, new beginnings, new cycles. With every beginning, there means there's an ending.
Yeah.
So that's the part for me that was.
Sorry, there is no tap dancing.
Super
dog.
excited about the new cycle because I know what it is because I made it. I manifested this shit. We're gonna talk about that.
Yes.
I'm also leaving a place that I manifested as well.
That is true. So that is something.
Right?
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about reflecting.
Woo!
Because I think it is important because oftentimes when we start new chapters, we feel like we shouldn't look back. I don't think you need to look back to wish you were there. I think it's important to look back to remember where you came from. And so when I was moving and everything came down here, I took a moment upstairs and I'm like, wow, I really grew up here.
So, you know, girl, like you know how I get emotional.
Oh my
When
God.
I moved,
Yes.
Christy, nobody hears that but you. Wait, hold on. Time out. Caveat.
Sorry.
Tangent. You guys, so you know Christy has a dog. Now she has 2 dogs. But she can't stand the tippity tappity of when dogs run around.
Goodness.
And she is over here and about to be in a ball of fire. We're in her new place too, guys. And
Lord, you hear that?
to me,
You
it's
hear that?
hilarious.
Go sit down. Go sit.
It sounds like little tap shoes.
I don't want to hear tap.
See, at least you know when he's coming. You guys.
This is true.
River, I'm telling you, I could be on my
I
bed and
know.
all of a sudden I feel a tongue on my toe. I'll be like, what? Oh, River, stop playing with me. I'm like, you going to have to announce yourself.
I know, this is true.
Announce yourself.
Yeah, I just don't need him announcing all the time. But okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So, moving out of my, y'all know how much, I'm sure I've talked about how much I really loved my space.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel like I have lived in that space in another lifetime. That was,
Well, we all know.
when I say that, we know. Like, we do know. That building.
It holds something.
Like, I mean, like, I really, and it might sound, kind of crazy to somebody listening to this, but when I tell you energy is everything, the energy of that building it's been a part of my life before. When I say I grew
Yeah.
so much there, and this is the crazy part. I remember having this vision of when I was going to move out. When I first moved in there, I was sitting, that mirror that faces where the museum is, right there. I had this vision that I was sitting in front of that mirror when I was leaving, and I was like, when I leave here, I am going to be incredibly sad. But I knew I wasn't going to be there for long. It's a beautiful, and when I hit that moment, Chrissy, I had so much appreciation for this place. I mean,
Yeah. And that's something too. Like when I was up there, I was just like, wow, like you actually held space for me.
yes.
And like we created together. And you kept me up. Like there were times where there were some moments where I had some low moments, but it's like that space held me.
Everything. And both of us had the amazing views. just such a blessing. But I just thought about that. We literally both lived off of Lakeshore.
Yes.
But
By the lake, off the lake.
Such an amazing space. So Christy gave me a good idea when I was packing up, and because we were talking about this, and I'm like, Christy, I'm really gonna miss this place. And I mean, I think all of my girlfriends are like, I know, you know what I mean, like just because that was like our space, like she gave me a good idea to leave something there.
Yeah.
So
I did
we
the same.
talked about this. So she said, well, you should leave something. Like, that's a great idea. So I left. I hid a rose quartz shaped. It was a heart-shaped rose quartz there.
Which is so you.
Of course.
Love.
So, to kind of keep that. That place loved me. It hugged me.
Yeah. And I left feeling so grateful. Like after
Yes.
I left, I was like, wow.
What did you leave behind?
I left a piece of citrine. Because I was like,
that is so
"Man."
you. That is so you.
I was, because abundance and prosperity and not monetary,
And
but I'm
sunshine.
like, right. I'm like, may everything come to you in
Ooh.
abundance. That's laughter, more like wonderful experiences, more
Yes.
love, more sun,
More.
and more.
More. I learned how to love myself in that place. For me, it was.
Me too. Isn't that crazy?
No, you think I thought I loved myself.
Right.
No.
I thought, but
And you know what's so interesting about that? We say this all the time. It's layers to this shit. I know it's in
my
an even deeper
goodness.
level. But the space I'm in right now, I'm
Layers.
like, oh my God. You guys.
And we're literally starting from scratch and building from there.
I like building from this place.
Now I do. I remember I
this
didn't
is
learn.
hot.
I didn't learn until when I was like when I was talking about moving from my house coming here. You said, Christy, don't look at it as like being fearful. Look at it as a blank slate. You get to create. And when you said that, I was like, wow, that actually changed my perspective. So now I'm looking at things like it's exciting.
It is.
Because I get to create whatever it is that I want, whatever it is that I desire, whatever it is that I know I'm supposed to have.
So okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. When we are entering a new cycle, going into a new place, starting a new chapter, it is know for certain that it's something that we manifested. But also know whether or not you are conscious or aware of the fact every place that you are in, you have manifested.
Yes.
Every person, every situation,
challenge,
every challenge to learn, to heal, to grow. Because the truth of the human condition is we grow through emotions. So when we are doing something to block off feeling or not say, I'm not emotional, I don't want to be emotional, we are blocking our growth. So in order to grow, there has to be something to grow from.
Yeah.
Just like we say, how do you know what the light is if you're always in light?
Exactly.
How do you know that you are brave or that you are strong if you have not been challenged? So when you look at life from that perspective, it's all fucking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So even the space in a chapter when we talk about transitions that I can speak for myself that I was in, I loved it, and I understood that I manifested that. And I understood, and I didn't see that until
now that you
recently.
Say that. Now
see?
You are reminding me because when I was going through it, I should say growing through it.
But Christy, you manifested that space.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you needed,
at that time,
wanted, and felt. That you know what I mean? Like it was something about the timing. Oh man, don't even get me started on divine timing. we can get on that in a second, but. The difference is this time starting this new chapter. Yeah. When I started that chapter, I wasn't aware that I had manifested that I placed myself there. The difference is in the space that I'm in now, I'm like, I have this opportunity to reflect back on that manifestation and know full well that what I'm walking to is everything that I have manifested, that I have spoken to existence, that I have desired and just basically claim to be. I mean,
that's a good reminder.
I can't believe.
I think about it too. Like,
yo,
that's crazy.
Sometimes I look at I'm like, this shit is real. So y'all, we're not blowing smoke up your ass. I'm trying to tell you, this is being able to just accept and enjoy this life that you are living and know that you wrote it. You know what I mean? Surrendering to this. Just
because it's always going to work out.
Always,
and that's something that I'm learning
if
now.
If you know that, then it will.
Like, and remember when I told you the story with us going to the airport?
Yes.
And I had to take a moment because if you guys know me and time. So
girl,
I'm already thinking.
Child, it's a thing. I tell her something like, I don't know how. I said the gods put us together because baby, I'm like, time what, huh? Whoa, is that the thing? I'm like, it doesn't exist. Chris is like, no, actually, there's a time. We said this.
It's bad.
I love it.
But when I sat with my people, I'm like, they showed me it's gonna be okay. I was like, okay.
Trust.
I'm gonna surrender.
You trust it.
I don't want to, because I want to hold on to it, but I'm like, I'm gonna let it go.
Because what we holding on to though?
I know. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. She's gonna get to where she needs to be. Let me stop stressing. But let's talk about the growing through things.
Woo!
Because honestly, there was a moment, and I actually made this a post. There was a moment where I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm just going through it. And I said, no, you're not. You're growing through it. You're growing through it. And now I really feel like I have grown out of my skin. I feel like I have new skin in a sense. You know how your skin regenerates?
That's so interesting because today I talked about shedding skin. And you know what that, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it definitely, I definitely felt my Cobra energy of the shedding of that. Like,
Wow.
I
Well,
felt
you
it.
did
So
do some shedding.
I literally
Yes,
did.
you literally did do some shedding. Yeah, there's layers.
Like when I say his layers, woo. Okay,
Oh yeah, we had a journey and everything.
right?
by
We
this
did.
time.
We had since the last time. Have we had? We had one since the last time we. So we have our crew. What you hey, call it what you want. Our coven, our crew, our spiritual
Our
team,
posse, the
our
aunties.
posses, the aunties.
The aunties.
And we kind of hold each other up. Our tribe, keep each other, remind each other of who we are.
Yeah.
The divine in us. So we journey once a month with each other. So we've had some we had a really and so Christy's saying, she said you literally shed.
You did. Like this month has been very.
I feel like I was damn near born again. Yo, it's ooh. The consistencies in the messaging and the synchronicities and the way that I'm looking at life.
Because August, I was seeing angel numbers like crazy.
I still see them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Well, shoot,
I
it's just
still do.
September 1st, right?
Right.
It just
But I
started.
still do.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a question. So how did you know you were entering into a new chapter? Like what was a telltale sign for you?
Okay. I would say I started realizing that where I was just didn't fit. Not that there was anything wrong with it. Do you remember what I said about when we were journeying? And I was just like, I can't get everything in this space.
Yeah.
I can't bring all
You're
of
like,
me.
this body, why did I choose
I
this
sure
body?
did. I was like, this little itty bitty. Like, I need some space.
I wish you could see.
But seriously, none of the body parts was working.
She could not move. Anyway, okay.
So I felt that the more that I accepted me, and when I say accepted me, I literally mean all aspects of myself.
Yeah.
And everything that I am and loved on it, I realized that the space was that I was in, mentally, physically, emotional, it wasn't big enough for me to walk in the truth of who I am. But I would definitely, I have to be honest, Christy, I realized sadness that I didn't understand what it was for until I sat down and was like, wait a minute, hold on, why am I sad? And baby, my high self was like, baby, it's just time. You
were mourning the old you?
I was. I mean, I just really was. But there was also such pride. My team, my spiritual team, they're just like, bitch, you really stuck this out. You really did the work. And I think I was talking to you, I was like, I for real, when I think about me sticking, I'm like, I really did this. Like, I for real. And there was a sense of pride. And I was just like, okay. It's almost like, the energy, we always talk about the energy you put out, you get back. And it's just, I felt the tide turn. Like, I was not swimming against the current anymore. All of a sudden, I'm like, you can lay back.
Because haven't you been, like, feeling stuff since January? Like, I feel like you've been going through a season. Like, it's been really... And it hasn't been just like a type season. It's been deep. You've been doing a lot of work.
And I just said to myself, because, again, and I'm going to be honest, like, I don't want to sound like, oh, I just knew this. But no, that's some bullshit when people... I grew through some blessings, and I'm talking about some. So I have been through some shit.
Yeah.
But I grew to the place where when at the beginning of this year, it was January. Christy, the beginning of this year, when I say just everything just came down. Every piece of me that all the pieces of me that I needed to address that I hadn't addressed, it was like it's time to do that. And it was so difficult, but thank God for the journey. Thank God for the progress, because I'm going to tell you why. If I had done this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to stick it out.
Yeah, there's
no
way.
I was at a space where I recognized what was happening. I was like, if I'm going through this right now, baby, woo, what's on the other side of this? Fuck it, let's go.
Right.
It was almost like, just put on, I'm ready. Let's do this. And just learning so many, like digging into yourself is a whole nother thing. So when I felt, I'm water. I felt the current change. I wasn't.
For me, it was
fighting.
a feeling too.
I was about to say. So how did you know that it was that it was about to switch?
For me, it was a feeling. So I will say, like, my default is chill. Ease. Even like temperament, emotionally, like I'm pretty chill. But I just noticed that I started entering into this space where it was
a little frantic.
It was. I was all over I was feeling so much shit. I did not know what to do with myself. I mean, stuff was coming left and right, and at first I was.
You did go through a little something.
At first I was letting myself.
I'm downplaying that by saying a little something.
At first I was letting myself get beat up a little bit, but then I was just like, no, I'm not, no. So I started fighting back. But I realized, like, when there wasn't ease, I was like, okay, this is a new space for me. This is a new chapter.
Interesting.
But it wasn't until towards the end where I was just like, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. I know what it's going to be.
That part.
So I'm not about to stress, like, the logistics. Because I don't remember. Remember in the beginning? I don't remember. Do you remember? I'm sorry, it's the one. So at the beginning of August, I might have talked to you about how am I going to move? How am I going to do all this? You're like, just take a little bit at a time.
Yes,
just do a little bit.
No, we had this conversation.
Logistically, I was like, how is this going to work? How am I going to do this? Like, I'm thinking in my head, because I did not want to hire movers. I was hemorrhaging money. You hear me? Money was coming out of every crevice, out of every hole.
Let me tell you, Christy, no, this is real. I just got to interject here when we were talking about this, because we were spending money like a mug. And what the message that I heard for us was, every dollar you spent will come back to you multiplied.
I received that one.
And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do what I need to do. But I'm happy that I have it to spend.
Exactly.
And I know that everything I put up, because my intention behind it is pure and it's love. I heard you. It's coming back multiplied. So I was telling you, I'm like, girl, whatever. It's going to come back. And it's like, the thing with money, it comes back in different ways. You might get a free trip. You might get something that you would have, they'll say, oh, by the way, we just sent you this. Something that you would have spent money on, you may not have to spend the money on.
Exactly.
Or all of a sudden, you get a check in the mail for something that you forgot or didn't
like one of my
know.
neighbors, she sent me a picture. She was like, I bought you this necklace. It's like this huge crystal that's wrapped in copper and something else. I'm like, oh my goodness, you got that for me?
The abundance, the love.
Right.
Because money is energy, and everything is energy. So when you're putting it out in love, this is why when I'm paying bills, I don't grit or grunt about it anymore.
Exactly.
I'm like, ooh, I'm glad.
I'm happy.
Is water off
I'm
my
grateful.
back. I got the money. Here you go, baby.
I am grateful.
I have no issues. I don't like, you can't get over on me.
Yeah.
You can't hurt me, because everything that I do is with the heart that I am, and I know it's coming back to me. So even when you try, I'm just a mirror to you. That's why you mad, because I'm just reflecting back to you who you are, not by me acting like that, just showing you. You know what I mean? So the hemorrhaging money thing, girl, that all I see
and
is
then I got past
multiplication.
That.
Right, exactly.
But then I got to, okay, so as you were going through this new chapter, what are some ways that helped you what are some things that helped you to move through? So for me, like, being grateful was one. and realizing, I mean, you said it earlier, you wrote this. You write out, like, this is the story that you created. You are directing, you are the producer, you are
That
all
main
of that.
character energy,
You are the
y'all.
main character. So you wrote this out, even the challenging things, and not just the love scenes, but even like, you know, even the scenes where you get robbed. But one thing for me was gratitude that helped me to realize, like, okay, you know what, Christy, you have the ability to do this. Oh, and then my back went out in August.
Oh yeah, yes. No, Christy. That's why I was like, no. So Christy and I were just laughing a couple of days ago. We were talking because oftentimes we are going through the same thing.
It was crazy.
No,
Differently.
right. We'll be going
But it's
through the
always the
same
same.
things. I'm like, how the hell? And
Relationships
relationship,
or, like,
moving. We do not plan this, y'all. It just
Marriages.
always happens around the same time. So I was like, Christy said, yeah, I'm gonna need you to chill because
I'm tired.
I'm like, no, that's you. I need you to chill.
I'm sleepy.
So, for Chrissy, I'm telling you, seriously, what helped me to get through it was when I just surrendered and I trusted myself. I just took, every time I would start to have that panic. I know exactly what it feels like. This is what it feels like for me. I could be fine, something's coming up, and I start thinking about everything that has to be done and everything I desire that's not sitting in front of me. What happened normally is like I could feel my heart rate pick up, and it's like this tightness in my chest. My breathing would change. I'm just like, now I'm like, we don't even, like, what are we worried about?
Why?
Because
Yep.
a universal truth, real talk, you guys, real talk. Anything that you desire or want and you visualize for your life, and when you are in your authentic self, it's already done. So we talk about this. August, I'm gonna tell you what August was for me. August was, and look, actually half of July into August. So we journeyed in the middle of July. Remember when we were outside?
Oh yeah.
At the beach.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we all journeyed then. From that point to, like, it was full throttle. So this time period for me was a test of my faith. A test of the wisdom that I have learned and that I teach.
Right.
This was a test of, do you really believe what you say? So this was the opportunity. It's just like, I would tell somebody, you have to surrender to this and trust that your highest self wrote, directed, and created this for you. This is just a 3D avatar playing out their role.
Exactly.
Do you really think, knowing who you are, knowing your heart and your mind, do
think
you
you
really
would really
think
fail?
you fucked yourself over like
Right.
this? The
Never.
only way that's gonna happen is if your
You allow
character
yourself, yeah.
Thank you. So when I started, it was a test of, are you about what you say you about? And baby, I was like, oh,
Be about it. Don't just talk about it.
don't be about it. That's right.
So it's so funny because this, keep saying this month. We're not in August anymore. Thank you.
hallelujah.
But the theme for August, because, you know, the clients that I did meet with, I remember there were a couple where I would tell them, you have to move like water.
Girl, you already know. That's Bruce Lee. Be like water.
Bruce Lee
you
is
already
my
know that's my
favorite.
boy.
I love Bruce Lee. And so, like, there were a couple people, I'm like, you have to be like water. And that was a reminder for me, like, I have to be like water. Water just goes. It just flows. It just is. It doesn't fight back. It doesn't.
It just be.
It just,
Water.
yeah.
Water can be as strong as concrete and as soft as the wind.
Shit, I would say stronger than concrete. Because there's
Oh,
concrete
yeah.
that, you know.
You jump high enough onto some water, you'll break your back. Like, for real. But it also, what water is, it conforms to what is.
Yep.
You can never stop water. It's going to find a way through. You put a rock there, oh, no problem. I'll go around it, over it, under it. I'll lift it, do whatever
And
I
there's
want to
no, like, I can't. Oof,
Yes,
you're in the way.
There's no fighting.
There's no fighting. It just, it's like, okay.
It's going to be what it is.
It's like, okay.
I love that. Even, honestly, Chrissy, even in August, I really didn't do, I kind of shut down my schedule. I mean, I had so much. Like,
Oh, I did too. Like, I didn't see a lot of clients.
I didn't see a lot at all. Like,
I think I might have had 2 clients last month.
I was about to say, me too, Chrissy. I'm like, and it was like, I think I had 3, and I only took them because it was people that, you know what I mean? Because I had shut down August, so I only took them because it was, you know, people that you like, okay, that are, like, I really
I was in the
need
same
you.
situation, and I was like, okay, clients, if they schedule, I will make arrangements. They didn't
shut off my calendar.
You said what?
I shut off the calendar.
You did? I didn't even do that. But it's interesting because it's almost like I put this antenna out, like I'm looking for clients, and then they come. I'm like, okay, I don't want clients right now.
That's true. Energy.
But yeah,
All
so
the
the clients shut down, but we were still trying to record.
Yes.
I remember I called you, or we were talking, and we both agreed, like, you know what?
We should. We like. Wait a minute. Hold on. We got a lot going on. Like you get. And then school started earlier for the kids.
For CPS.
For CPS, and Kai was going away to school. Jay's starting 6th grade. Oh y'all, and my daughter. She had a growth spurt.
She's a tween.
I mean, she's
beautiful body.
Beyond
legs.
beautiful.
She's all legs.
Just legs. And the melanin popping and just
looking like a little Mia.
Girl, if I looked like that when I was her age, I would have been a motherfucking problem.
What did she say? She was like, "Oh, I know I look good."
Yes, I mean,
okay.
Because oftentimes, when we were growing up as little girls,
we were so insecure.
So insecure, and if you felt yourself like I'm kind of popping. If you felt yourself, we
had to dumb ourselves down.
People would say that you arrogant or snobby, or so you dumb yourself down, and I just don't think that's the world that our kids are growing up in. So I
agree.
I champion. I'm like, hey baby, look, let me tell you something. Nobody will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. You got to know.
Look up confidence in the dictionary. You will see her daughter's face. Because this child is extremely confident, which I absolutely love.
Me too. You need this?
Yes, please. Can you pass the wine?
Can you pass the beverage? So, let me ask you, what do you think was your biggest hurdle? Y'all, Christy lived with a man, y'all. I just had to say that real quick.
I live with my partner. I would say that is it. That's the biggest.
Really?
Yeah. And Kai, of course. But then I feel like, as she was getting older, I gave her more independence, and I was always...
You started preparing yourself for the fact
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. But,
And let me tell y'all something. Chris's kids, they not down the street. She got one in New York and one in London.
Yes.
I'm sitting up here looking at you. You look like a kid. How the hell do you have 2 kids?
I know.
In college.
That's so funny. I feel like it too.
What the hell?
Look, he'll tell you because I'm always fooling around doing something. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of laughter. And I think, you know what? Let's talk about that. This new chapter. Shit gets real. There are times where shit hits the fan, and there are times where all I could do was laugh. Like, I would feel myself trying to get stressed out, and I'm like,
that's not even part of who I
am
anymore. Oh my God,
this is stupid. I'm like, look, it's gonna get done. Why are you even stressing about it?
Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be okay.
That part.
I sometimes it's almost like I can feel. I could feel like an old behavior pattern.
Yes, trying to creep in,
trying to get stressed out.
Like low program.
And my body
now,
and myself is laughing. I'm like, girl, we don't even do that. And I'm like, no,
yeah,
I'm not.
We don't.
I'm not. I'm good. It's
like,
good.
Doesn't even feel right anymore. It's like when you try.
You guys, Christy's guy, we were just talking before we started recording. He just said, I'm laughing because he said, let me tell y'all something. I just got to say this.
Oh Lord.
He said the world that y'all live in. He said that's a beautiful place. He said y'all don't give a shit about nothing, and everything is always good for y'all. He's like, why do y'all need to get everybody? And I'm like, yeah. And it's not that we don't give a shit. It's just that I trust. I
Yeah.
have faith. I have vision. And I know that as I speak, I create. So I'm going to speak love, life, power, and abundance over my life.
Yes. Every
Period.
day.
Anybody that I'm connected to, I'm speaking love. Matter of fact, I'm never not speaking love and abundance, life, power, truth, awareness, and consciousness. Period.
Yeah.
Because that's who the fuck I am. I am love. I was made in love. I was born in love. I emit love. And I'm the love that made the love that I was born in. That's how I feel. And I feel like everybody is that. And when we start to accept that, wait a minute, hold on, pause. So there's nothing there. If
No,
I
there
don't,
is no third party.
there's no third controlling me. If I wait, so I did. Wait, this is my game. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me
You
get this
can do
straight. Hold on.
whatever
Let me
you
get
want.
this straight. The game that I'm in, this mine. I
It's
made
yours.
this.
You made it. You designed it.
I'm the programmer of this shit.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me
You can do
carry,
whatever you
carry the
want.
5 and multiply.
So it's funny that you say that because, like, you know, when we talk about manifesting, I said that I started small, parking spots, which is something that I still have fun doing. But he was like, how is it that every time we go out somewhere, you always find a parking spot? And I told him, I said, because I believe it.
Because I know. I just said it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I see it. I believe it.
Bam.
And it is having that faith in yourself
Yes.
that makes things like, you know, especially when you're moving through a new chapter, having that faith. Whew.
So I will say, collectively, I know that, you know, you and I are not the only two people who have started new chapters in our lives.
Oh, absolutely not.
And so, to be honest, I do feel energetically there was a shift on the collective level.
Oh, absolutely. There was.
So people are. I just want you to think about this for a second. You don't even have to say any names. I already know. Look, I'm like, how many people do we do who are ending relationships, marriages, like, just like it's time to move forward.
A lot of
Who are
people.
beginning relationships,
Yeah.
marriages, new jobs, quitting jobs, starting businesses. When I say there's a collective shift, and there are those, honestly, because I'm gonna keep it 100. We're not about to sit up here and make it seem like it's all rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. There are people who are entering the testing phase of their life right now.
Ooh, testing. Oof.
And for some people, the testing phase could be 3 months, 6 months, and for some people,
And for some
like
people,
your girl,
testing phase can make or break you too.
like your girl, me, 7.5 years.
But look at you.
But look, but no, seriously, I have such appreciation. Man, you can't tell me. Look, see, look, hey, Auntie just grabbed something to make. That's another thing about getting a little bit older, y'all. Aunties will make a fan out of anything. We're like, wait a minute, hold on, I need something. Woo,
Give me
where's
that
my credit card,
postcard.
right?
Give me that envelope.
Woo. Okay, I'm
Give me
fine.
that hat. Look, I have a placemat.
She just picked up a placement, y'all.
Because the AC, so we do have an AC, but the AC makes too much noise, and we put the window open, but it's hot and muggy outside, and yeah. Anyway,
So the new,
a lot of people are.
a lot
starting
of
new
people are
cycles.
starting,
Yeah, they are.
and I just feel like collectively there's a shift in it.
There
And I also
is.
want you to think about, we're talking about what happened with us personally in August, but let's think about what happened in the world in August. Floods, droughts. Yeah, and I was laughing
I don't know
so
what's
hard,
going
not
on.
because it was a funny in the sense of haha, look at them, but just the synchronicity of how, if you really pay attention how what's going on in our individual lives is reflected in the collective for real.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got floods in one place, fires in another place, and then droughts to the point where the whole river was drying. You're seeing dinosaur feet at the bottom of this river that they had never seen before in Texas. This is in Texas. And then you have the river dries up. Then the next day it's all the way back filled. I said, babe, let me tell you something. Y'all need to stop playing. Because to me, what that says, now, I won't even go on my conspiracy side, but what I will tell you about nature, when it tells us something.
Remember what I've been telling you.
I know. Wait, I'm gonna let you tell it. The thing. When I tell you, in a day, in a moment, in a second, in an hour, your life could move from being going this way to a whole nother direction based all off of how you respond.
Oh, absolutely.
This, like, when I tell you, you guys, this is like one of those fate chapter books. Which way do you want to go? And we have to just allow ourselves to trust. Do what feels good. Do what feels good.
And right for you, because it's going to be different for everyone.
I love you. Okay, so Christy, let me ask this question before we get to how long we I don't want to.
We're like almost at 50, I think. 45.
You said 45.
We're
okay,
at 45.
Awesome, cool. So I know that oftentimes starting fresh, doing new, and being aware of the fact that you're in a new cycle in your life can be a little scary. But let's talk about the exciting part of it. What are you looking forward to in this new chapter?
So I've been really looking forward, and it's crazy because I'm like feeling warm and tingly inside, like emotions. Ew. But
love them.
I know I'm embracing them. But
Look, I'm like me. I'm like love them.
But through the emotions, and like you said, it's right. Through the emotions is how we grow. But so I'm looking forward to the creating piece of it. Ooh. Because starting fresh and starting blank, like starting new, you get to create. But I think for me, I'll say the hardest thing, but an area that I've really been working on is just being willing to receive.
Ooh.
Because now that I'm in a different space,
yes.
I have a partner, I'm living with someone who really cares about my well-being and
Absolutely.
who wants to do for me.
Absolutely.
You know, there are times
where I see it. I see stuff. I'm telling this man loves her. He got woo child. Huh.
And there are times where it's hard to like accept it, you know, and I finally had to say, you know what? I show gratitude every opportunity and chance that I get, but that has been rewarding, and it's been hard, but it's been rewarding.
So then I got another question. If you could give a title, a name, or a label to what you just came from, like, what would you call that cycle, and what do you call the next phase? This phase. And I love that we're recording this on the 1st of September.
You said what?
I said I love that we're recording this on the 1st of September.
Oh, yeah. So I would call the phase that I came out of growing. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like this phase is like now I'm reaping the harvest. You know, like now I'm going through that phase. Okay. We're entering into fall, Chrissy, too, which is so interesting.
Chrissy, I've been calling this the new cycle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's my harvest season.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm entering harvest. And truth be told, I feel like this harvest is
it's about to be dope.
Yeah, like I'm like, it's kind of popping.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Or as my daughter says, it's litty.
It's litty. But no, like I feel like this last cycle was about growth and me like letting go like mindsets, the way that I viewed things. And like this season, I feel like, okay, I'm rooted. There is growth happening. I was like, okay, so now it's time for me to harvest the fruit.
I would call...
Yes, what would you call last season?
Last season.
And
chrysalis.
Yeah. Like a caterpillar. I wrote about that today.
Chrysalis. I would... Okay, so... Christy knows that, you know, my team, they're very funny with me. When I was moving, and I mean, it was y'all,
Let's not talk about move.
That was
like, just don't even say the
these
N
move-
word.
ooh, child.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I got a chance to jump out my body and act a fool with these movements. But anyway.
Do you still have it though?
I sure do. I said, sit right here, baby. I got this. Hold on. So when I was moving, I was standing across the street. You know how they have the two parks, right? You know those two little playground areas right across the street from the crib. Do you know one of them things? The one for the kids, the toddlers. It's called Chrysalis Park.
Is it?
Girl, I laughed my ass off. I said, boy, I mean, how obvious can you motherfuckers be? And so, when that cycle, that time there, definitely Chrysalis. I was in there trying to fight out, trying to figure it out. But like excited about I knew what I was becoming. And I definitely, it was a transitional state.
Yeah, I actually I want to show you this just because I just posted this.
Oh, look at that baby.
It was in my reel today.
Oh, she's cute. Ooh, she's big too.
Yeah, and juicy. Like,
I mean, like, woo. She's showing me a video of this monarch butterfly.
So
she posted
beautiful.
So I feel like that was today. This is harvest. This is my wings. Dare I say wings unleashed?
Your wings are unleashed.
That's what I feel. I'm so much more compassionate.
Yeah.
About the human condition and what we go through. I'm so much more. I'm so much more responsible and accountable for my own feelings and who I am. I definitely understand the concept of you create your own happiness. And so when you're in a relationship, you cannot make me happy if I'm not happy. I can have moments of like happy, but you don't bring joy into my life. Nobody can do that for you except for you.
Yeah.
So there's this, I feel like I am joyful as fuck.
I feel really grounded.
Everything, even, one day maybe I'll talk about love and, we'll see. I will, but even if where I'm going doesn't work, I love myself so fucking much. And I have so much compassion. Even if he fucked this up, I'm okay.
Okay, we need to do. Okay,
I'm okay.
You're okay. We need to talk about this men thing now.
Yes.
At some
point.
Like the
Lord.
divine masculine. But anyway.
Yes.
But I'll say I'm really grounded now. Like I feel.
Next episode, divine masculine.
I think so. Because man, it has been popping.
Look at my.
Jason knows what that is.
Excuse me. Wow. Like he's trying to ignore it, y'all.
He knows what's up. He hears it.
He hears what.
I mean, my mouth is a little
Is that
dry.
like a 72-inch TV that he has as a monitor? Nom, 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 nom. Okay, I'm sorry, Chrissy. Go ahead. Divine masculine. No, we're fine.
No, because there's just been a lot of men that have finally been stepping up and really seeking their happiness, their own happiness.
Remember we talked about this. I have never in my life heard more men talking about their value and their worth. I'm like, what? Yes. This shit is sexy. you better stop playing. Wow.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be next episode. But no, so I feel grounded. I also feel like more grateful with everything. Like I thought I was grateful before, but now I'm just having a higher sense of gratitude. And then I'm also like in this space where I realized that I created this.
I did this.
Woo! And it's like, the stuff that I like to stress about or I would stress about, it's like, why are you stressing out about that? Like, it'll be okay. You will be okay.
Because real talk, even when it's not, when we say it's not okay, when is it for real? never not been okay. Even in the worst of it, I am covered. And I am protected. And when I think about, I'm grateful to myself. And I don't care how that sounds to anybody. I'm grateful I feel like Snoop Dogg. First of all, I like to thank me.
I was telling Jason, I thank me.
I like to thank me.
I like to thank me.
I mean, real talk, because when we talk about we created the space that we're in, the truth of the matter is the decisions and the choices that we made created the space that we're in. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of the fact that I was able at some point, dear God, it has not always been like this.
Right.
But I realized that my life is the summation of my decisions and my choices. And when I accepted that it's me doing me, when I accepted that nobody has the ability to hurt you, especially as an adult, unless you allow them. Mm-hmm. Period. It's like no one can fuck up your life unless
mess up your day,
unless I allow it to happen. So if you don't have a say so in my day unless I give you that permission.
Yep.
Right, Brantley. And this is just the truth. Accepting who you are. I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm excited for harvest. And I mean, it's
about to be sweet and juicy.
It's already happening.
It's about to be
juicy. The podcast is growing. Our lives are, and one thing, and we've talked about this. I've said to Christy, but I never want to forget as I go to new chapters. And as I go further and deeper in, I don't want to get to the point where I forget what it's like to start this.
Oh,
because that's why I feel like I can be most helpful. Like, I know what that feels like. But now I don't look at it like, I'm so glad I'm over that. I'm like, yo, that was
so much
good,
to learn
juicy,
from it.
dope shit up in there. What?
And so many lessons to learn from it.
And so many lessons. The guiding people and helping on their journey. Because at the end of the day, the journey is just discovery itself. It's back to you.
It really is.
And it's like when you get to back to you and you get the opportunity to say like, damn, I rock with me. Y'all, I said that before. That's a real thing. I'm
not so bad.
Okay. And
like, I enjoy my company. Before I never enjoyed my company. Or I never allowed myself
to, yep.
But now it's like I really enjoy my own peace. Girl, you licked that bottle like
it's gone. Hey, let me put my business out there.
Okay, so what would be your takeaway for today's episode?
So, man, I would say the major takeaway is just enjoy all the cycles. Pray for, ask for, request, and declare wisdom and sight to see where you are in your life. Mm-hmm. And just like the moon phases, the phases in your life where this is the beginning, don't allow yourself to get caught up in the grief of the ending. Look at the beginning. Look at the sunshine. Look at for all my tarot readers out there, like that, see that 10 of cups, that sun card come up. Don't look at the endings. Don't look at that. What is the card where they're walking away? Is that the 6 or the 8 of cups? I can't remember right now. Don't look at it in that way. Look at it as, yes, that ended, but damn, look what I'm walking to. Don't lose yourself on the on-ramp. Mm-hmm. You're on the expressway. You're getting off. Get to that stop sign or that light at the end of that off-ramp and make that right or left. Start that cycle. Don't stay on the on-ramp, y'all. So that's my takeaway. What you got, Christy?
Nice. So honestly, my takeaway is that, I mean, we talked about this a little bit too, but no new chapter in life will be easy, and it can be scary. But instead of fighting against the current, be like water. You all
Yes.
know I am a Bruce Lee fan.
Girl, he was sexy than a motherfucker.
He really was.
Let's keep it 1,000.
I love me some Bruce Lee. But be like water. Go with the flow. And that's one of the things, like, and that's one of the things that he incorporated in his fighting style. Like, he was like water. And water can be unpredictable, but at the same time, I mean, water can be strong, water can be soft. And so that's one of the things that I learned in this chapter. It's like, you know what? I don't need to fight against everything. Sometimes just surrendering is what you are called to do at that moment in time. So that's my takeaway.
I like that. I like that. Be like water, you guys.
Be like water.
Water.
Is there temple? You have temple work?
I don't have homework. I don't have homework for you guys. Look, it's to be. You know what? It's like the beginning of the school year.
She's being nice.
That first week, you know, you're just getting acclimated to the new.
Oh yeah, this is season 4. We didn't say that.
Season 4, you guys.
This is season 4.
1.
New chapter, new beginnings.
You know, we're just following the flow.
Right.
So,
we're being like wasa.
That first week of school, you know, no homework. It's just getting reacclimated.
You guys had your summer break.
Yeah, just summer break. They did have a summer break, seriously. So you guys, you have 4 weeks off. So we're back. We're back. So no homework this week. No temple work.
No temple work.
What's that crystal?
So this week's feature crystal is Lemurian jade, which I never heard of.
Wait, I gotta look it up. Hold on.
It is a beautiful stone,
on.
but it is known as the stone of soul commitment. Lemurian jade is a timely reminder to the soul of the commitment involved in true relationships of the heart. This particular crystal brings a sense of feelings and understanding to the joining of hearts, to the joining of the mind, body, and spirit. It's also a stone that will encourage one to take a deep look within at one's own commitments and whether they are of the heart or just of the mind. This then helps to give one grounding during this very often emotional but also releasing process. So this particular stone, Lemurian jade, it will bring upset emotions and daunting thought. It's not a stone to bring upset emotions and daunting thought, but it is a stone to help one look within and find truth and to find the relation within relationships and to have commitment where it's truly needed. And so the chakras that it works with is the root in the heart. Have you heard of this crystal before?
No, I'm just.
And I've never heard of it either. And I think it's so fascinating just how there are so many different. I mean, you guys, I can sound like a crazy woman, but I think it's so fascinating how there are so many different shapes and colors of humans, so many different shapes and colors of flowers and plants, and so many different types of like crystals. And I mean, it's animals. I mean, think about the variety that we have. It is so amazing to me. So coming across this crystal, I'd never heard of it before, but Lemurian jade, look it up. It is the stone of soul commitment. And honestly, as you were moving through your journey, that's something that you need is to learn.
Absolutely.
And you said it too, like trusting yourself, learning to really have that faith and trusting yourself. And that crystal will give you that energy.
I like that Lemurian jade. It looks like really dark jade. Like
it kind of reminds me of like a light skinned garnet. Or a lighter version of garnet, I guess. Because garnet can look kind of.
Sometimes they call it midnight Lemurian jade. This darker one, you see that? Oh my God, that's pretty.
I know. I'm like, oh, I think I need that too.
Right?
I think I need it.
I need it. So here's our message. We're talking about when you start new chapters. Sometimes you feel afraid and you don't even understand why. You feel like, dare I say, like a slave that's been emancipated, but who's afraid to leave the plantation. So when I say don't get caught on the exit ramp, get off. Make sure you get to the end of that ramp and turn. So it's like, when you think about what happened, honestly, when slaves were emancipated here in this country, in the United States, we don't talk about how many of the slaves stayed at the plantation, because the fear of what's beyond that plantation line is terrifying. So what Spirit wants to remind us all today of, you cannot be afraid of what's that plantation line, because you work and manifest it to be past that line. So don't be a slave to yourself mentally. So when you play all of the, you fought and won battle after battle after battle. One master left, and sometimes, when I say masters, I'm just using this analogy because when I say the mentality can very much so be akin to what a slave mentality, where we keep ourselves in a space even though we're ready, even though we have expanded.
Ooh, that's deep.
So can you ever, so when you talk about, like, people will say, I love this master. Let's talk about toxic relationships. I'll use that as an example. I love this person. And if I leave now, how can I may not ever feel love, or they may change. Can you ever truly love anyone when you are not free to be yourself in that situation? Real talk. No. Because you don't love yourself if you're not allowing yourself to be free in a situation. How can we love something that keeps us hostage? So that's not love. It's survival. So these new cycles a lot of people are experiencing are moving from survival to thriving. When you fall in love with your emotional, your spiritual, your mental and physical captors, let me say that. Your ego is one of them. And made the best of yourself out of captivity, out of a mind captivity, it's still like the state of being confined. Like, you're still confined just because you take what is capturing you and not allowing you to be free and say that it's beautiful doesn't make it not a capture. It's just a beautiful capture.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'm just reminding yourself to sit down and focus on you. Trust yourself. Have faith in yourself. Know that this journey means something, and all of it, every piece and participle is worth something to you. What did I say? Yesterday's prices are not today's prices. When you are allowing yourself to be yesterday's prices, you playing yourself. And when we realize that our life is a summation of our decisions, of our doing, of our knowledge, of our vision for ourselves, or our fear, then we understand it makes it so much easier to take over and control your life. Mm-hmm. Allow yourself to feel freely. It's only when you try to make yourself feel something. Like, I'm trying to make myself, you're in a relationship, it's like, I'm going to make myself love this person.
Been there.
But if you're true and honest with how you feel in every situation and honor that, I don't feel comfortable, but you keep going back, that's not honoring you. I feel good here, but I feel so good it scares me, so you run away. That's not honoring yourself. Honor yourself in every space, because the master of you and your feelings and your growth is you. All right, I could go on and on and on, but the message is to be authentic, honor yourself. You guys, get off that off ramp. Hey, it's time. Do not go from one, dare I say, slave mentality to another. That's not necessarily growth. The point is to get to true freedom and authenticity of who you are, despite or in spite of whatever the fuck is going on around you. Mm-hmm. Period, boo. Period. All right, that's it. That's all. I said what I said, and I meant it.
There you go. No, that was good. So yeah, we are back, you all, after being out for the month of August.
We needed the break.
We really did.
If we got any volunteers that want to come help me hang all my art, give me a call. Hit me up on DMs, y'all.
Yes, please let her know, because she has a lot of stuff. This woman has a lot of stuff.
I have a lot of stuff, y'all.
My goal is to be a minimalist, but
I ain't even.
I'm not
even,
there. No,
I'm
that's
not.
not. That's not her ministry.
I don't even know what that word means.
She could like furniture an entire house, like full house.
Someone else's house.
Yes,
with mine.
Right, like a full house. She could furnish someone. It's a lot.
I love So I gotta, I like to switch it up and turn it around. But all my art it means something. I got some art. I got some stuff. So anybody wanna come put up my
Send her a DM.
I got the damn appliances I need to put. Yeah, it's been, but it's an upgrade. I love it.
Yes, it is. It is.
I will. Once I'm done with it, I'll make it.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Before we finish, that's something that I want to share quickly too, because I don't want anyone to do the same thing that I was doing. So initially, like in the month of August, I was complaining about, I have to move, I have to do this, I have to do that. But then one day I was just like, you know what, Christy? It's not like you're downgrading, or it's not like you're
upgrade.
You're moving in with this person that you've been in love with like forever. You're moving into this big and larger space. Even though you don't have the lake view anymore, you can still see the water. You now have an office space. Like, it's not bad. And then I started to realize, like, you know what? I'm really in a wonderful space.
You manifested this, Christy.
Yes.
So did he.
So I was like, I'm going to stop complaining about this stupid move. The move is going to happen. It has to happen.
Yep.
Anyway, so don't you guys do that. Don't do that. Don't be like me. Anyway.
All right, y'all.
Thank you all for listening to Two Queens and Crystal Things.
Make sure you follow us on IG at Two Queens Crystal Things on IG. Follow my sister over here at Sage House Apothecary.
Yeah, there you go. Or Christy
New
R.
Cycle.
Edwards. There you go.
At Christy R. Edwards.
Look, this New Cycle, she can say it. So.
I can say these words. I don't know
she
what it was about that word. I
manifested
this. And then follow me at Wings Unleashed 444. We have some really fun stuff happening in this new season.
Yes, you guys have to be patient with us.
So excited. Yeah, we had to take a pause. Well, you know what? A lot of us believe, we are superhuman. So we're like, we can do this, and this. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. We really have to be like, we need to sit down.
And that's me.
Like, we had to check each other. Like, first of all, when we gonna have time to do this? You gotta do it. This, and she's like, and you gotta do this. Okay, you're right. We need to just take a breather because everything.
And I didn't want to, you guys, because I will push through it. Like, I would still have like one pinky and be trying.
You're like, I can do it. I wanted I think we both understood that we needed.
I needed it.
And wanted to always make sure that what we're doing on this podcast is something out of love and not ever make it feel like it's work.
Right.
So what we were going through, it was going to have to take a back seat. So like, shoot, we got to fit it in, as opposed to how we've always done this podcast. It's like, I can't wait to do it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to change the energy of how it is that we look at this beautiful communication, this beautiful way
our tribe. We have
share.
A tribe
but right, we're gonna try.
Let me not say little. We have a tribe.
Yeah, we do. Like, and so we want to make sure we continue to honor that. So the break was necessary. So
and
honestly, I couldn't wait. I was excited. Like, yes.
I was too. And honestly, those who, when I posted that we were taking a break, you all have been so like,
they're like, oh my God, I missed you.
They're like, Queens, you need to do what you need to do. We understand it.
Come on.
Enjoy your break. So we really appreciate your patience. We really appreciate you all sending us messages, and we're back on the boat now.
We're back in.
Or we're back wherever we are.
Let's have some fun.
Yes, it's time to have some
fun. New season.
It is a new season. So with the new season, we have like new ideas, and we have all this creative
stuff coming up. Yeah,
juicy. I don't know, like, and it's so funny because like I keep saying juicy, and we've been talking about harvest season.
Mm-hmm. Look at this little nasty girl. Juicy, huh? That's your word.
Juicy. I said juicy. I didn't say juicing. You see where her mind is.
I didn't say anything.
You guys already know where my mind is. My mind is always on sex, but that's like neither here nor there. So I mean, that's no surprise.
I was trying to fake it and play it off.
That's no
She's like,
surprise.
nope, that's what I wear.
No,
that's
no
where I was.
surprise. But I mean, but no. Anyway, we really appreciate you all. We appreciate this wonderful tribe that we have and this network of just amazing beings of light and love and
we love you guys.
Support.
Messages.
Yeah, we really do. So thank you.
All right, guys, we love y'all. Love, peace, light,
and
soul.
Bye, y'all.
Next week.